Hi, I'm Coach Troy. I've been a business coach for over 16 years, helping thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners to remove the barriers between where they are and where they want to be on that level of success and having all the success that they've dreamed of achieving. There's one topic that comes up regularly across the board, no matter if you're a startup working to get off the ground, if you're in the acceleration mode trying to reach $1 million, or if you're doing $1 million a year, and that is productivity. Now, not only increasing your own personal productivity, but also around how to lead the people on your team to increase the overall productivity of your whole organization. Now, I constantly see business owners struggling to understand why employees are not actively engaged, and then how to inspire them to become more engaged and, of course, more productive. So today, I want to teach you an easy to apply concept that will absolutely help you to increase your productivity and build the best team possible. Now, if you're wondering, should I be watching this? Will it be valuable to me? Yes. I promise these foundational tools will help you when you put them to use effectively. They will be game changers. Now, I've been working with entrepreneurs and professionals and executives and leaders of companies for over 16 years. And I use the concept that I'm about to share with you today with every single one of my clients, regardless of their stage of business. Now, if you have a startup business, which is what I would consider working with, where you're trying to get up to that $250,000 mark, I guarantee this concept will help set an excellent pattern to teach you the right thing to do at the right time. Now, if you're at that acceleration level in your business where you're around maybe $250,000 or more, and you're driving up to try to reach that first million, this stage of business, I think, is like the perfect storm. There's so many things that you need to get done. The philosophy of business is secure within the business. Your momentum is happening, but important decisions need to be made. And you know one of those decisions could be the tipping point for you to get a landslide of new business. And all the while, you're trying to coordinate the development of the systems, managing the people, and you're still most likely the top producer in the business. So productivity is crucial in order to expand your capacity at this level. Now, if you're at this level, it's perfectly natural to be experiencing growing pains, but performance shifts need to happen, and they need to happen at various stages of the business. And without change, people will just keep doing the same thing over and over, hitting that ceiling and bouncing off the top of their capacity. And unfortunately, I see people do this year after year after year. So let me just tell you now, you cannot hard work your way out of this phase. I hear it all the time where I just need to do this one more thing. Once I get this done, then I'll be okay. I just need this new software. I just need to hire this new position. And then I run into them 3 months later or 9 months later or even 3 years later, and guess where they are? They're basically at the same spot. So you cannot hard work your way out of this phase. You have to conceptually and fundamentally change your performance level. Now, if you're at that $1 million mark or above with your success and the amount of business that you're doing in a year, some of the biggest challenges for you are based on how many different directions you're being pulled and the effectiveness of your team. We know you have great opportunities coming down the pipe and you have a staff and team that can perform well, but this level of business requires a massive amount of management to prevent things from slipping through the cracks. Now, my productivity strategies will help heighten your focus, heighten your execution, simplify your life, and reduce the amount of stress and pressure regarding the daily decisions that you need to make. And the productivity tool that I want to share with you will help all three of these levels of business. They're really the foundational building blocks that you need. And I want to give you strategies that you need to supercharge your productivity and transform your capacity. Okay? Then you'll have the ability to flip the switch whenever the need arises. Now, after helping companies with these kinds of issues for over a decade and a half, I'm excited to let you know that there are simple solutions I have found to work time and time again to increase your productivity, and I put them all in a brand new training course. But because I'm eager to share this information with you, I want to give you the nuggets and some really important foundational pieces around productivity that you can start putting to use and integrating into your operations today. So the concept that I want to share with you today is one that can change the game for you forever. It's one of those little tweaks that can make a huge difference. And these little tweaks remind me of back when I was learning to play tennis. When I was growing up, I was playing really competitively and I was training seriously. And I remember I'd be training with my coach and he might give me a little tweak, like a little grip change. And then wham, I could just crush it. And that's what I love about coaching. That's what I love about being a coach, and that's what I love about helping you and sharing these nuggets of wisdom. Right? One little tweak, one little thing can make a huge difference. And that's what I think this concept's going to do for you today. It's going to help you to really crush it when you learn to use it effectively. And it's big, okay? It's deep. There's a lot of application to it. So the concept I'm referring to is what I call enrollment. Now, I want to define what I mean by enrollment first. When I'm talking about enrollment, I'm talking about the level at which someone is committed to an intended result. All right, so I'll say that again. I'm talking about enrollment as the level at which someone is committed to an intended result. Now, I love this concept. I talk about it with every one of the companies that I work with, and they are growing, and they are building, and they are expanding, and this is one of those core principles that requires a shift and transition from you having a business to being the business leader. Okay, this is the shift that you can make. And being someone that is actually ahead of the wave and putting some distance between yourself and the crazy busyness that's coming up with trying to accelerate your business, that's what this can give you, right? So I want to give you an example of this. Let's say, outside of the business context, let's say I invited you to join me to grab pizza for dinner tonight. And you said, I don't really feel like pizza. Now, does that mean that you hate pizza and you're never going to want to have pizza anytime again in the rest of your life? No, of course not. It just means that you don't feel like having pizza right now. Maybe you had pizza for dinner last night. And then maybe you had cold pizza for breakfast this morning. And maybe you snuck in a slice for a snack this afternoon. And maybe you're just all pizza out. And maybe that sounds like a typical day with me eating pizza. Okay. And if that was the case, I wouldn't feel like having pizza tonight either. But it's not that it's not that you would never want to have pizza again. Okay, so let's say we were to put your desire to have pizza on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest. So if my intended result is to have pizza for dinner, and your level of commitment to that intended result is like a 2, well, obviously, you're not very enrolled. And I might need to look for somebody else to have pizza with. Now, let's say you were at a 5 or a 6. That's a whole different story. Right? If you're at that level, I might be able to entice you. I might be able to sweeten the deal by creating a vision that is more consistent with what you want. So let's say maybe you want a burger, and maybe we can go to the brewery down the street that has great burgers and great pizza. And in that case, your enrollment level would go up because I would be creating a vision, I would be creating a future, I would be creating a goal that is consistent with what you want. And you would be more inclined to work harder towards the fulfillment of that goal, right? Your productivity would naturally go up. Now, at a 5, I can't expect that you're going to lead the process, right? But if I can find a way to raise your level to 6, a 7, or 8, or if I simply understand that that is where you're at, I have a completely different understanding of what I'm truly working with. So I can make the right adjustments to improve your ability to help me make my intended result happen, right? So when it comes to this levels of enrollment, you have to understand that people don't just think in black and white, right? We're not simply on or off. We operate in shades, we operate in degrees, we operate in different levels where we're a little bit of this and we're a little bit of that. And we're not usually never, and we're not usually always and forever. And it's extremely helpful to have an idea of what level someone is on the scale of enrollment and towards your intended result. Now, I always use the scale from 1 to 10 just because it's easy. But when I get that number and I can gauge your level of enrollment, I can actually start making appropriate adjustments, and I can figure out how to increase productivity and the likelihood of getting my intended result achieved. Okay, so let's take this back to business. Imagine you were able to increase your productivity by just, let's say, 3% or 5% or even 10%. We all want to be more productive. Think about it. Being more productive actually means you can work less and you can do more in the same amount of time. And your primary role as the business leader is to declare the vision and the direction of where the company is going, and then enroll the team into making that vision, that intended outcome, that direction, a success. That's your responsibility as a leader. That's what the leader does. Now, your vision could be anywhere from, let's say, increasing the sales or profits to building a more cohesive team, or maybe it's reducing your stress, or maybe even reducing your own workload. Now, if you want to increase the productivity it takes to actually realize those goals, you have to have a clearer understanding of the level of enrollment that people have toward the intended result, so you can make the right adjustments and you can do it at the right time. Yes, it is that crucial. Think about, if you have a group of 4s on your team, how quickly are they going to work in order to reach that goal? Now, what if they were 8s? Or what if they were 10s? A whole lot more is going to get done without a whole lot more effort from you, right? Now, I want to point something out here. Enrollment levels are not constant. Okay, like I said before, we are shades. We go up and down in our enrollment level. Even take yourself for an example. Are you all in every day at a level of let's say a level 10 and working your ass off every day all the time? Well, honestly, I'm not. Some days I wake up, I'm not at a 10. But here's the thing, like you, like other business leaders, like me, I'm self-enrolling. Okay, leaders, difference makers, drivers, people that are building the company, achievers, people who reach that level of a 10 enrollment, we are self-enrolling. I might drop down to a level 5 or a level 6 at times, but I don't stay there. And I don't stay there very long. Right? We can lift ourselves up. You are self-enrolling. You will tweak, you will modify, you will recreate, you will recommit, you'll reset, you'll rejoin, you'll opt in, you'll pump up, you'll build up, you'll man up, you'll woman up, you'll level up, you name it, you'll do it. You'll get yourself back up and re-enrolled. But not everybody does that. If you want to increase your own productivity, let alone the productivity of other people, the first thing to start doing is looking at gauging the levels of commitment that people around you have towards your intended result, right? The current goals, right? The vision of the company. Now, this is a powerful, big concept. You can use this in many areas of your life and your business. When I first learned it, we were applying it directly to sales. Now, you can use it in your relationships. I've helped people with their relationships with their husbands and wives and talking about enrollment and to where they're going with their family. You can use it with negotiations, sales, of course. And obviously, you need to use it to improve your productivity. So, to keep things simple for now, I just want you to start looking through the enrollment lens. I just want you to check on 2 things as you're trying this concept on in your world, okay? The first one is, what is my vision? What is the intended result I'm trying to create? And the second one, what is the enrollment level that people have that are involved, including yourself? Now, before you can determine probably what enrollment level they are, you will need to know the differences between the levels, which is why I put together a easy to read, quick little download that goes over each of the levels. So you can click the download now button below and you can get that right now. It'll go over all the levels for you so you have a good description of what they are. Now, I want you to imagine having a group of people who are supporting you and your business who are all at a level 8 or above. And I want you to think about how that would impact your business. I can tell you, it's impacted many other businesses. Even nonprofit businesses. A little while ago, I had a friend who came to me who was building a women's group, and she needed to increase the visibility and she needed to increase the awareness of this group. And she needed help running all the events they were hosting. And she didn't have money to pay people to do the work. So she came to me, I shared this concept with her, we talked about enrollment, we talked about how important it is to have a compelling vision, and then she called me a few weeks later. And she said that she'd shared this vision and she went through the steps of enrollment with the people around her. And now she has a board of directors, she has a whole bunch of volunteers, they are all eager, they're all excited, and they're bending over backward to help her. And it's not costing her a penny. Right? I get questions all the time about how to incentivize employees, how to hire more expensive employees to get more work done. When people ask me this, I know they're looking to improve performance by spending more money. And you just don't need to do that. The reality is, money is a terrible motivator for performance. If you want to increase productivity, if you want to get better results, the absolute first place you need to focus on is right here. It's all about the enrollment level. That's it. You get better at this and you will improve productivity for yourself and for everyone around you. Now, we've just begun brushing the surface on this topic. Now, I know there's going to be questions popping up as you practice it. Like, how do I move someone up the scale? Or what do I do with someone that's really too low on the scale? Do I get rid of them? Can I influence them? How do I do that? How do I keep people at a higher level of enrollment? Like, how do I maintain that consistent level? Or even how do I move the whole team up to a different level? Unfortunately, I can't answer all those questions right now. That is why I developed the online training, because I want to give you more depth and insight into this concept, and I also want to give you a bunch more tips and strategies to help you increase your productivity. And I was just really eager to get you started down the right path today, because this awareness is going to immediately impact your performance. Okay, so with that, in my next video, I'm going to go over another vital key to increasing your productivity, and I'm really excited to share it with you. We're going to look at how the problems and the distractions in your life are interfering with your ability to focus and your ability to focus on the topics that are going to create the most success in your business, right? And those are the distractions, okay? So we're going to go over how to handle all those distractions that you're dealing with, and I'm going to give you a very good strategy on how to manage these distractions effectively, and maybe even show you how they're never going to come back again. Until then, please add your comments and your questions to the chat box below, and I'm committed to being a resource for you. I want to make sure you get the answers you need, and my upcoming training, online training, it's going to be online training, will go into greater depth on enrollment and many other awesome strategies that help you to increase your productivity as well as the productivity of the people around you. So keep your eye out over the next couple of days as I release these next videos packed with information that you absolutely need. And for those of you that watch the videos, I will be offering bonuses, and I will roll out incentives for you if you sign up early to the online training. Because let's face it, in life, those who take action are rewarded. So if you want to make sure you're made aware of all the upcoming opportunities, let us know by clicking on the button below so we can add your name to the list of those people that are interested, because I don't want you to miss out. So please make it a great day and be excellent.